Good day. I'm Joe.
And I'm Shelby.
And we're Board Games for Two. And we're just going to share with you a list for this year of games that are new to us. These will be our top 5 games each. So 10 games total of new to us games. We're going to start off with a couple honorable mentions. I know Shelby and I both have 2 that we did play this year. Now, remember the honorable mentions, we played 72 unique games this year, and we had to have a couple honorable mentions.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll start off. I actually have 2 honorable mentions. My first one is Skate Summer. I don't know if that'll come as a surprise to you or not, but yeah, really enjoyed that. I'm really embracing thematic gaming this year. And so Skate Summer was just a lot of fun. You are a skateboarder, it's like early 90s vibes, I feel like, and you're just skating around the city, collecting different resources. So I thought that was a lot of fun. You're kind of creating little combinations to have the ultimate skate, show off all your moves, and I just really liked that. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It really reminded me of like a Tony Hawk, and collecting the skate as you're going around the different resources, and it was just a really neat, interesting game. I like that one.
Yeah, so my second honorable mention is actually going to be Charterstone. I loved Charterstone. It's like a campaign game, not cooperative though, but campaign over the course of, I think, 12, maybe 13 rounds.
Yeah, quite a few,
It's quite a few, so that's why I didn't quite make my top, because it does have some flaws, I feel like. But we just had a ton of fun playing Charterstone. Could have made it a little bit more difficult, but it was just an easy, fun, lighthearted game that I really enjoyed. It was on our table for quite a while.
Yeah, and this is tougher to get to the table, and I could definitely see this playing better at 3 to 4, but just getting everybody together that many times in a row would be kind of tough. So you and I could just knock this one out, do maybe 1 to 2 playthroughs a day on the weekend and really knock it out. Charterstone was pretty good. And I have a couple honorable mentions as well. Race Formula 90. I really like racing games. Shelby and I played it. We thought it was a lot of fun. But I played it a lot solo in the back because it was just a lot of fun. The reason this isn't higher on the list, 1, it's kind of tougher to get. And then 2, the rules are just so bad for this game. There's so many rules. The table's very poorly laid out. Just the rule book in general is kind of a mess. The second honorable mention is Imperium Classics. This is new to me. I really enjoyed the mechanic. I played a lot solo, just in the back. The different factions all played the same, or played differently. The player cards played differently. Deck building. There's a lot of fun on that one.
Okay, I'll start off with my number 5 new to me game of 2023, and it's actually a game that we just played yesterday. So I feel like it's a little bit hard to put this on the list, but it's Distilled. And the dads over at Dads and Dice, Paul and Devin, actually lent this game to us. So I was really thankful for that. You told them that it was a game that you thought I would really enjoy, and I think you really nailed it. I'd love to get a few more playthroughs in, but I just, again, I'm going to reiterate plenty of times over this video about how I really enjoy thematic games, and it's about distilling whiskey and rum and all this different alcohol, and it just seems really has a high replayability to me, a ton of different ways that you can play, and I just really liked it. All the different ingredients. It's just kind of a neat game that was very easy for you to teach me, which I always appreciate. Easy to learn, easy to pick up on as the turns get going, and I just really like that. So that's my number 5. Maybe if we started playing earlier on in the year, it'd be up a little bit higher on my list, but I definitely wanted to put it on there somewhere. So
yeah, so this is my second time playing it. I played it with you, and then I played it with Paul at Dads and Dice, and really enjoyed it. Even after 3 plays, you can see the longevity and the replayability still pretty high with this game. All right, on to my number 5. This is a game that may not get to the table next year, but a new to me game, new to 2023 as well, and it is Mr. President. This game was on the back table for about a month. I played 3 times. The game length on these are very, very long. But man, the experience you have, and you and I both like thematic mechanics, thematic just gameplay, and just oozing with theme. This game has it all. You got the domestic threats, you got the foreign threats, you got to, balance everything with a lot of Ameritrash, a lot of dice rolling, and a lot of, event deck drawing. Just a lot of fun with Mr. President.
It's all your favorite things.
I know it is.
Okay, my number 4 actually might, again, come as a surprise to you, but it's Frostpunk, the board game. We bought that game kind of I think we played it around April or so. So we've had it for quite some time, but it was on our table for a little while. It's a really heavy game, actually. So it's kind of hard, but again, with the theme, it doesn't get much better than putting that coal in the generator and just a sense of dread as to whether or not your society is going to survive and make it through the winter or not.
Yeah, this was a really neat game. I actually bought it. We went to a game store and bought it for Shelby's birthday, and she picked this one out, and I was like, we played the video game some, and then we got this to the table, and it did a great job of oozing theme throughout this cooperative game. Mm-hmm. So Frostpunk, that was a pretty good game. Mm-hmm. My number 4, once again, oozing with theme, and we're going to actually stay on the cooperative train. Roll camera. Oh. This is new to me. It's a little bit tougher to get, but this game is just about coming up with ideas, looking at a script, just trying to make the best or very worst movie you can. And it's just a lot of fun, and it's really lighthearted. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but I just had a good time with the theme of making a movie. And at the end, you could read all the scenes and just have a silly moment and really feel like you created something.
I feel like your roll camera is my Charterstone. That's kind of how we dealt with that one. But that one is a lot of fun. I really like that one. Now, my number 3 game of 2023 is another board game that Dads and Dice lent us, and that's actually Now or Never. We didn't play I think it's Above and Below and Near and Far is the other one. And we didn't play those before, so I was kind of worried that maybe we're gonna be confused or something like that. But I think it's just kind of set in that same universe, was my understanding. But it's everything that I want. It was a campaign game. It was very story driven, and it was a city builder. And those are 3 of my favorite little kind of mechanics that I really enjoy in a board game.
Yeah, and it was just long enough, I think, that we both enjoyed it. And by the end, we were like, okay, we may not play this again, but man, we had a really good experience. We had such a good experience. I think we also got Sleeping Gods for Christmas, so we'll be playing that pretty soon. But Now or Never was pretty fun. And my number 3 is a board game adaptation of a video game. However, Shelby already talked about it, so I won't go into too much. It's Frostpunk. Really enjoyed this one. Like I said, the thematic experience we had, such a great time. So I won't go into too much detail because I think she hit the nail on the head with her original explanation.
You played a couple solo.
I did.
So kind of saw it both
Yeah,
both
tried
ways.
some solo, but we played several games and scenarios of the cooperative version.
My number 2 board game on this list is one that Joe actually really did not enjoy, and it makes me really sad to say that, but my number 2 favorite was Woodcraft. I don't know if you saw that coming, but I just love that game so much, and I think I actually beat you every time we played, so that also might be part of the reason why I enjoyed it so much. But it's just a really unique theme, I thought. You're growing your trees, you're slicing your dice, you're cutting your wood to make these different kind of products. I mean, that's how you score points, is fulfilling these little orders throughout the game. But I just thought it was really well done, and that one was another kind of, to me, I thought it was a heavier game, so I was surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. But I thought overall, really neat game.
Yeah, it's kind of more Euro than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like a nice light game, on the box cover, and then you bust it open and you have this mechanic where you can do an action that hasn't been done in a while and take some extra bonuses. They want you to do all the actions, and it didn't quite hit with me, but it is like a heavier game, but it's heavier Euro, but it had thematic elements, which I can really see why you enjoyed it. And my number 2 is Devin from Dad's number 1 on his new to him list, on their list that they did. And it's a one that we played at BGG Con, and that's Barrage. I thought we printed off this sheet and it was a pretty nice teach. We were all on the same level, but man, the intricacies of this Euro style game where you just have water flowing down and you're trying to power your dams through these turbines, to your power stations. It was just a lot of fun. It was just crunchy enough for me, but had enough theme of I need to produce water. And I played a couple times on BGA just to say, what is actually going on? How am I scoring points? Because you just don't realize it. And this is a crunchy game, but it has just enough thematic elements and thematic mechanics for me that it really hit with me from, new to me, number 2.
Would I enjoy that one?
I don't think so. I don't think it plays well with 2. I know there's a 2-player board, but it really needs that third person to kind of interject some randomness, some chaos, because you never know. You can change how the water flows. So with 2, I really don't see this hitting, but we play this at BGG Con for 3, and I wouldn't mind getting this to the table again. All right, guys, so it's time for our number 1s. Once again, 72 unique games. That doesn't include any repeats. Those are just unique games that we played this year. Once again, this is a new to us list. Shelby, tell us your number 1.
Well, my number 1 is going to come as no surprise to you, and that is Forest Shuffle. I feel like it is such a big game in such a small box, and I loved everything about it. You're adding trees to your forest, and if you add trees, you can add animals. And I just thought it was really neat. You're not just basically playing cards. Certain cards can go in certain places depending on the kind of animals. The birds go at the top of the trees, the mushrooms go at the bottom, the underbrush. And I just really loved that. I feel like every game was kind of different, and I just thought I would get so sad when we drew that 3rd winter card, because that means the game was over. And I don't think I won a single one of our playthroughs, but it was just one of those games where I lost, and I immediately wanted to play again because I just enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, it had such a quick mechanic to it. You did a couple action on your turn, then it was the next player's turn. Do you want to, draw a card, play a card? It's very quick back and forth. It was easy. When you play a card, you got to discard a couple. And when there's 10 out there, you got to refresh the forest, left and right below. Do you want trees? Everybody's going to be scoring points. But everything was cute and played on each other, and it was just a nice, smaller box game. And even I really enjoyed it. There was enough crunch in there for it to be a really neat game, but there was enough like animals in there for you to, get the animal feel.
Yeah. Easy to learn, easy to teach. It shouldn't be a problem getting back to the table, I think, for us. So that's always fun in a game too.
And my number 1 game is not easy to teach and is not easy to get to the table, and that's Hegemony. So we played this game a couple times. We played a decent amount 2-player, where you played as the working class. I played as the capitalist. I don't think I won, or I may have won one time, but it's such a good... there's so many interesting things in this game. There's so much theme in this game where you're trying to stick it to the man, and I'm trying to charge as much money as I can. And then we got this to the table at BGG Spring, where we played all 4 people. Dads and Dice joined me, and a person just, walking by the table wanted to play I forgot that 4th class, the state. Yeah. And we just had a really good time. I really enjoyed the interplay of the different classes, how you play. Your class plays different from everybody else, so it's asymmetrical. Once again, super hard to teach, but they did the best they could with the rules and references, for the game.
I remember our last game we played, you were trying to shovel money to an offshore account, and my workers went on strike that very last turn. And I think I ended up winning, but it was just, the theme in that one was just great. I'm a little bad. I should have put that one on my list too. That's a third honorable mention. That's a great game. I love that game too.
Yeah. So we, as you can tell from our list, we really like thematic mechanics in our game. Anything that kind of tells a story, it doesn't always have to be fair, but just things why we play board games. And I think, why we work so well together is we just like the experience that we can board game together. So, well, thank you once again. This was our list, our new to us list. We played a lot of games this year, went to 2 conventions, and we look forward to 2024. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the little list we put together, and until next time.